to see us live here in a minute because
they
I'm
see
not
us
ready.
right now. Are you live?
Oh, man.
I'm live. And go.
I'm not ready. Remember the bat to see? That's what I feel like.
I don't know if it's just me or what. I dig that song more and more every time I. Didn't we have originally? Didn't we have a different tune to start off with?
Yeah, I think we had this one. And
yes, I like the second one.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we've done so far.
I don't remember that one. Hey, everybody, welcome again. It's Are You Shitting Me? TMI, the podcast. I'm Ron here in Las Vegas, and always with me,
I'm his older brother, Mike, in Amarillo, Tejas.
So, Mike, I had posed a question to Mike about a couple of things. I'll just throw them out there. One is, stores that don't exist anymore and shopping back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s versus shopping today. And the other one, which I think we're going to have a lot of fun in because, man, I've been just stuff coming out of the woodwork of things that our parents lied to us about when we were kids. And if you're a baby boomer or a Gen Xer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to let Mike kick a couple off and see what you got. Mike, what do you got?
I have nothing, Ron. Back to you.
All right. So
no, I had kind of a busy day, so I haven't had a lot of time to think about it. But I love both of them. I love the stores that no longer exist, but I really love the the shit that our parents lied to us about when we were kids. And I mean, you shared one with me, as you like to say, backstage.
Yeah,
so I'll leave that one for you because I didn't think in that mindset. I wasn't there. I was thinking more along the lines of, hey, don't go swimming 45 minutes after you've eaten or you'll get cramps.
You cramp up and drown.
Yeah, that just, it scared the hell out of me. I thought, well, I have to wait 45 minutes. If I go in, I'm going to die. Which also brings to the table, do people still go to public pools? That came up in Amarillo in a conversation a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, there's the, hey, don't, if you stick your tongue out and do something else at the same time and somebody comes and smacks you on the back, your face will stay that way. Or
the all-time favorite, if you keep crossing your eyes like that, they're going to get stuck that way.
Right?
I mean, dude, and all these things we're going to talk about, Mike, I swear to you, I lived in fear of 90% of them.
See what our parents did to us?
One that I told you, but I'll tell you another one. I remember Dad, Mom, and a bunch of people were on the back patio. Remember that big patio that Dad built in the back of the house on Debonair? So anyway, we're all standing back there, and I'm eating watermelon as a kid. I must be like 8 or 9 years old. And Dad comes over, he goes, son, you shouldn't swallow the seeds of that. And I'm like, look like, well, why? He's like, well, because they'll get in your stomach and you're going to start growing watermelon vines out of your ears. I fucking lost it. I'm bawling, crying. Mom was just pissed off. Don't tell him that.
Yeah, because we believe that crap.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I never had any reason to not believe the man.
But, I did plant watermelon seeds in the backyard, and when about the third, our backyard was terraced. So about the third one down, I had planted watermelon seeds. I didn't tell anybody. Well, the damn thing started to grow and they got huge. And Dad
had no idea.
Yeah, Dad wasn't a fan of that shit at all because he thought for sure I was destroying, first of all, the yard, and then the rock and mortar that made up the terrace.
I hated those.
And, so it's maybe Dad just hated watermelons by the time he got to you. Just maybe he was. Maybe he's casting a spell upon you.
Could be.
I hope he does grow watermelons. Not, it's just one of my favorites, and I know we've all heard this. Some of us more than others. This is going to hurt you more than it hurts me.
That's a crock of shit right there.
Yeah, that is a crock of shit. There's no way this is going to hurt you more than it hurts me.
I'm sorry, that paddle on my ass.
I mean, did you ever get to a point? You ever get to a point you just want to try and go, really? Hand me the paddle, man.
Who's up? Who's up?
Let's put that theory. Let's put that theory to the test.
And one of the other ones, that I lived in fear of. That must be why I don't like water, right? Absolutely. But the I'm reading over here on this screen the proverbial, don't sit so close to that TV, you're gonna go blind.
Yeah.
It's like, you think of it as an adult now. It's like, how the hell am I gonna go blind by sitting too close to a TV? But guess what you didn't do?
Let me add to that one though.
Oh my God!
Don't sit so close to that TV, or you're going to go blind. Generally followed at some point by, "Hey Michael, hey Ronnie, change the channel to channel 13."
Yeah,
we didn't have remote controls.
We were the remotes.
Hey boy, turn that to channel 13.
Built-in remote control.
Listen, old man, you got to make up your mind. Either I'm too close to the TV, and I'm going to go blind, or I can turn the channels for you. I know it's going to hurt me more than it hurts you. I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mike had mentioned that we were talking backstage, and one of the ones that I have fond memories of, because I can pull it up like it was yesterday. On and off throughout our childhood, we had several animals. Dogs. Had a cat named Ralph. Remember that cat? And but I remember we had some. Dad had brought some puppies home one time. I remember because they were in like the helmet of his motorcycle helmet. They were sitting in the helmet, little dogs or something. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden we didn't have dogs anymore. And as a young child, I'm like, Dad, well, where did the dogs go? And I'm reading this thing over here. It says the family pet is living happily on a farm upstate. And I'm like, there's no damn farm. I don't know if you use that dog for target practice or you pawned it off to a Chinese restaurant. But we don't have a dog.
Oh, God. I hope there was not a Chinese restaurant. I always lived in fear that he took him out in the field and shot him. Yeah, it's kind of what I was always afraid of.
So, Matt, that's why you don't like watermelon, huh? Well, I'm sure Matt and all those guys, the rest of them have some pretty fond memories of things that our parents told us that were just straight bullshit.
Well, since you brought up Ralph the cat, do you know how Ralph got her name?
I do.
Ralph was a girl.
It was a girl cat. I do remember it. And matter of fact, I just told this story to somebody a couple of weeks ago. If you remember, go ahead.
Go ahead and tell it.
We were all out to dinner one night, and we come home, and the cat is sitting on the stairs, and we walked in, and we were like, so what were you doing, or who were you talking with, or something along those lines, and the cat goes, wow. So
prior to that, we've been calling it Dollar.
Oh, was it Dollar? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the cat's name was Dollar because I think Mom got it at a garage sale
for $1
and brought it home. Yeah, and so we were calling it Dollar, and we all came home. It sounded like it said it was Ralph. So yeah, we started calling her Ralph, and that was her name.
And the iconic thing, or the funny thing is, Mike, we had cats when we were kids, and now I'm like deathly allergic to cats.
You and me both, bro.
Yeah, like, well, I'll go out to my in-laws' house on Huntington Beach, and they have a cat, and by the time I leave, I can't breathe. My eyes are watering. I'm itching all over the place. So, I mean, that's the reason why we don't really stay at their house when we go out there anymore, because Michelle and I both are allergic to cats, and it just sucks.
I think cat's the other white meat. I can't.
I always say the only good cat's a dead cat, but that usually gets me in trouble.
I won't win us any favors with it. He's like, oh, my poor kitty.
For any of you cat lovers. There was another one on here. There was a couple more on here that I was reading that I thought was kind of funny. It says that my dad always told me that the ice cream truck only plays music when it's out of ice cream.
Oh, God. Seriously? I've never heard that one before.
I didn't either. I'm reading this shit. I'm like, That's some bullshit. And then
That
what was the
is
other one?
when it's out of ice cream. Yeah.
Oh, and the other one is when you want to go to the toy store, the candy store. Oh, I'm sorry, they're closed on Tuesdays.
Oh my Lord.
I have done that one to my granddaughter. Oh no, they're closed. Good thing Sherry. Yeah, she's a cat lover, I guess.
Sherry is, yeah.
Well, we know, Matt. I know you're not a cat lover, being as you rolled your cat up in the motor of your power recliner chair.
Nice.
Yeah, the cat has about this much less tail now.
Well, that's what kitties get for hiding in those spots. No, just because you can squeeze up their kitties doesn't mean you should.
Just because it zips doesn't mean it fits.
The other one you brought up was stores that don't exist anymore, that I kind of started thinking, that maybe we might even miss, that I might miss today. You know what? It's funny because I think I put this out there one time in the form of a meme, and I know Kenny jumped on it, but it was Radio Shack. Every once in a while, I kind of wish Radio Shack was still around. I know it was, towards the end it got a little trashy, but I liked Radio Shack, and I kind of wish it was still around.
I think like Harbor Freight is my version of Radio Shack. Harbor Freight is like a little cheapy little place, but you know what? I always find what I need, and if it breaks, I go buy another one. And that's kind of how Radio Shack was.
Dad got pissed because I went to Harbor Freight while I was up in the Springs one time and got something, and oh my God, he came unglued. That's a fucking piece of shit. Go buy your real tool. What the hell's wrong? And he just jumped on me, man. I'm going, dude. Easy, Tiger. So that's why I think he's mad at me today, because I'm like you. If it's a tool I need or just something I need, and I know I'm willing to use like one or use it one time, and I expect it to break, my ass is going over to Harbor Freight. But I will tell you, I've actually bought a couple of things there that I would put up against.
They're great.
Yeah,
I have a hammer drill that I bought, the Hercules version hammer drill
from
Harbor Freight that I'll put up against any of my DeWalt tools. And here's the thing about Harbor Freight that I love, Mike. Because for those of you who don't know, I'm in the construction business, so like I'll go buy their paint sprayers. They're not cheap. They're still $200-$300 if not more. But I'll pay the $40 for the extended warranty for 2 years. At 1 year and 356 days, I take it back and say, I need a new one. No questions asked, no nothing. Just give me a new one.
Yep. That's my 12.5-inch planer that I use. I'll put that up against a DeWalt any day of the week. It's outstanding. I love it. Kind of the same deal. I got the warranty on it. I just had to, it's funny that we're talking about Dad. I may have told you this one, but it uses these, they call them bushings. They're just square pieces of metal that rollers sit in, and that's what pulls the material through as it's planing. And one of mine wore out, and I just thought, man, I don't have it in me. I don't know how to fix this damn thing. So I started to look around to try to figure out, what can I sell or trade to get another planer. And so Dad came to me out in the shop one day and basically said, boy, when did you become lazy? Take the thing apart, figure out the parts cost me $20. I had this thing fixed inside of 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I thought, until look who I'm talking to. Until I took it apart, I had no idea how easy it was. In my mind, I thought, oh God, this is going to be.
So you tried talking yourself out of it.
Yeah. So it was like a $20 part, 15-minute fix. Now I'm real good at it. I can take that rascal apart and have it back together again in no time.
7.5 minutes now.
So there you go, Harbor Freight. You're welcome for the free commercial. From this point forward, they're going to cost you.
We'll send you a bill.
I'm sure they'll pay it.
Yeah, absolutely. Checks in the mail.
That's about the third time I've heard that today. And they've all been funny. Frankly, it's not bad. I mean,
so a couple of stores that I miss as a kid, and I don't know if you guys still have them, but I don't think we have any Kmart's out here anymore. They all closed down. But I remember as a kid, it was always the blue light special, and the crappy freaking buffet or whatever the hell it was they had in Kmart. It was, I can think back now. I can still taste the food. It was so bad.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Went there to eat.
It was horrible. Yeah, and I remember when I think it was Taco Bell. When it started going into Kmart's back in probably like the late 80s, early 90s or so. And it was still just horrible. But I just remember being there and, attention Kmart shoppers. Right now in the sporting department, we have our blue light special. So those of us who grew up in that era, man, you hear blue light special and you know exactly what we're talking about.
And not only was it, I mean, it was literally a blue light on a rod, on a cart that they moved around.
A little cart they'd roll around.
They had to roll it around and plug it in and light it up, and the blue light would start going off.
But that's what you would hear. Attention, Kmart shoppers.
Blue light special. And then, I forgot about, eating at Kmart.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
All those places like that had a cafeteria. I'm trying to think. There was one in the Walgreens. Walgreens, when they were in the Citadel, had a cafeteria because we went there and ate as a family. Dad,
I think I blocked that out.
Yeah. It just. But since we're on that now, stores. I'm sticking with my Radio Shack. What about maybe a restaurant or something, because now you've got me thinking, and I somebody and I were talking about this not long ago. Orange Julius.
Oh, man, yeah.
I will lop off my arm if I could just get my hands on an Orange Julius.
Yeah.
And somebody I was talking to just looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about? It was a delicious drink. I don't know what the hell was in it. Orange.
And nor did I care.
Yeah, it had orange and Julius in it, and it was delicious.
It tastes kind of like a creamsicle.
In a way.
Yeah. I think I go back to remembering, our sister Dawn and Mom when they would go shopping. I remember because I was younger and I got drugged to all these stores with them and all the girl shops like what the hell was some of those? I was just thinking of the other day. There was like a ladybug shop or something, and they would always go buy dresses and shit like that. And I'd go with them and be like, why the hell am I here? I don't want to go to this crap.
Yeah. See, I'm already ahead of you on that one. I'm thinking, I'm glad you don't remember or know the names of the shops, Ron. It actually.
Amen. But I just remember going as a kid. I was
going to ask you for your man card, but you're safe. You're good.
Here's a funny story. So when I was real little, Mom and Don were talking, code. They thought they could, spell things out. But by this time I'm like 10 or 11. I can pretty much spell, and I just don't pay attention. Squirrel. What? And yeah. So anyway, Mom and Don are talking, and Mom says to Don, "Hey Don, do you want to go get a BRE or BRA?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm hungry. I want a BLT." Mom just cracking up. She's like, "No, a BRA, Ron, a BRA, not a BLT."
Yeah.
I like that.
You could spell, you just couldn't put the letters in the right order.
Yes.
Or
yes.
imagine them where they weren't.
There is one a mile away from the house here. Next time, an Orange Julius.
Sweet.
I didn't know they were still around. Do you guys have a Wiener Schnitzel out there, Mike?
Yeah. Oh, you kidding me?
Yeah.
I left you combo number 3, dude.
All I know is you guys have cows and Dairy Queen. That's really about it.
We got a couple of Dairy Queens. We got a Wiener Schnitzel right down the street. That's how I keep my girl here.
I haven't eaten a Wiener Schnitzel in probably 15 years. And I just remember it wasn't something I was really fond of, but I know the people that love Wiener Schnitzel just love Wiener Schnitzel. It's like that's their go-to thing.
I love Wiener Schnitzel. It's not a frequency of mine, but yeah, we have one just up the street. Literally, it's about 2-3 blocks away.
Really?
What about A&W? A&W,
man, yeah, I used to love
I'm
those.
talking traditional A&W, not
The drive up A&W. Yeah, that's kind of like that's like today's Sonic nowadays.
A&W.
Yeah, I just you pull up and you order and yep, Orange Julius. Well, shit, we're going.
Well, I have to tell you, I think Matt's the only one watching.
Well, Matt, glad you could join us.
we're doing a 2-man podcast for Matt.
Yeah, there'll be more rolling in later. But Matt, what are some stores that you remember as a kid? I think we talked about it before, Mike. But you remember the jean store used to buy our Levi's at Germer's?
Oh no, Germer's! Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it was right up there by Carefree Highway go-kart track.
Well, Germer's was that was their name. It was, weren't they brothers?
Yeah,
I think one was Andy Germer.
Yeah,
they were.
I think so.
They were big in Montrose, Colorado. I think one of them got murdered. I may be wrong there. We have to look that one up. But yeah, I love Germer's, man.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Go by the 501 button fly.
Damn right. You didn't have 501 button flies unless you went to Germer's. It was the store, man. Absolutely. I forgot all about Germer's.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just it's an odd sounding, but that was their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember it because it was over there, across. You should, Matt. We love you. I worked at Mervin's department store, and Mervin's are all closed. Kmart's are all closed. And I think my reasoning behind that question, Mike, was I have a bit of an Amazon problem, and it got me thinking. How did I live without Amazon? Because you can literally buy anything off Amazon. I mean, down to houses nowadays. They sell tiny houses on Amazon now.
Yep.
Tires for your car. I mean, even with my construction business, there's a lot of times I'll order shit off there. Like clients, if they don't want to wait for material and my distributors can't get them for like a week or two, I'll hop on Amazon and they'll have it within either that day or the next day.
Yep. They actually built. We got one of those big ass. What do they call them? Distributor centers or whatever here in Amarillo. And it's funny because every once in a while I'll order something and I'll have it the next day. And the reason why they can do next day delivery is because the damn thing's here.
Well, I'd imagine if you have a distribution center there, Mikey, like a lot of stuff I order, I get that day. But I'm an early riser. I'm up at 4:30 every morning, and I'll be on my computer by 5-6 o'clock in the morning ordering shit, and it's there by 2 o'clock that same day.
Well,
probably because they fired me. Mervin's closed because they fired my cousin Matt.
Because they got rid of Matt.
Bastards.
Oh, God. I didn't know Matt worked at Mervin's.
Oh, man. If you sit back and think about it, I don't know about you, but I've probably had 10 to 15 jobs in my life. Because I was a young man. I was bouncing all over the place.
I think in fact, it's funny you mentioned that. I think I've had, I want to say 5 jobs, 2 at ice cream shops, 1 at the god-awful lumber yard that Dad and Mr. Hammermeister worked on to try to teach me a lesson. And then radio.
You delivered milk for a while. You were a truck driver for a while.
Forgot about Milkman.
There was something else.
I liked that job, actually.
Isn't it weird, the shit that you like to do?
I actually liked Royal Farm Dairy. It was kind of fun. I didn't, it was hard, but I kind of enjoyed it. I'm sure if you think about it, Mike, you probably think of a couple of more in between there. I thought I could. All kinds of jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, I remember, Matt and I, when we were younger, we both worked at Taco Bell, and that's probably right before Matt went into the military, if I remember correctly, because we were, early late teens when that happened. And I worked at Taco Bell, Fuddruckers. I worked for a couple of car dealerships. Oh, you sold cars too. See, there you go. There's another one.
Sold cars, bought one from Rich Carlos.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many things that we've done, and we can kind of take that into the context today of young people, millennials and such in their jobs. I don't think that happens anymore. I don't think you really go through 10 jobs in your life because you can sit at home and work from your computer and not.
No, we were talking about that. I know we've only got 5 minutes left, but we talked about that backstage. Oh, wait, we got somebody else with a comment here. Oh, look, it's Matt.
Talk about my first career. Hey, Matt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Matt. Glad you're there. But no, before we went on, as we were backstage, we were talking about social media influencing.
Yeah, and right. Yeah.
Both you and I are trying to figure out how the hell do you become a social media influencer? Because they're raking in the dough, dude. I've got to figure out what the hell is it, and how do I get on this racket? And part of it is you and I were talking about it, and we could do this in another podcast, but where you and I were talking about, I wouldn't trade what we've been through. I wouldn't trade it in for anything. It creates, look at the memories it's created for us. The things that, must sound mythical to other people. You and I lived it, Matt lived it. But today, social media influencer to me sounds like, I don't want to fucking be an adult today, so I'm going to just sit in my house and do my social media stuff.
Yeah.
And God bless them if they're able to do that, but you're missing out on life, man. You're going to have to go outside at some point, I think.
Well, it's like I told Mike backstage, I was talking to one of the young guys that works for me, and I told him, I said, it's great that you guys have all the technological advances that you have and the smartphones and the streaming and all that stuff. I said, but we had something when we were kids that you guys just not necessarily don't have, but just don't want to have, and that was the experiences of going out and falling down and running into shit and wrecking things. And,
coming home and finding a cat who tells you its name is Ralph. I mean, you don't know that kind of shit today. It's just, I'll just do it from the house.
That reminded me of something that I read. Mike, here, let me pull it up here real quick while I was waiting for you. It says here, when I was a kid at age 12, I fell off my bike going super fast on the pavement, and I still rode home 6 miles. Today, I used the wrong pillow and can't function for 3 days.
That's right.
And I know it's because Michelle, I just bought a new bed, and dude, what a world of difference! It's helped my back and neck so much. But if we have 2 pillows each, and if I sleep with the wrong one, I suffer for the next 2 or 3 days.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's horrible.
See, we got one of them beds. I call it the robot bed. I can adjust everything on my side to wherever I like it. And what's cool about it is I can get up, because I get up like 20 times a night to take a piss. But the way the bed is, it never disturbs her.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's, we each have our own control.
Well,
I was going to say, speaking of falling down and hurting yourself, my poor wife, who's, same age I am, was walking through the kitchen the other day, and the dogs that slurped out of their damn water bowl got water all over the kitchen floor. So she hit it and went down like a sack of bricks. Today she's pissed off because it didn't leave a mark. It's actually mad because it didn't bruise her.
She's a tough little broad.
She wants that battle scar, baby. She wants that trophy. So
I think between all of us, Mike, I know you have battle scars. I have scars that are just. It's funny because you can go back and tell the lineage of your scars. Oh, hey, remember this scar back here? I got this back in 1967. I was skateboarding down the hill.
I can tell you right now that I don't know if you can. That's the tip of the finger I cut off. You can't really
nice
that well. But this is what I can tell you about it. Is the weather changed a couple of days ago. We had a little storm system come through. This thing started throbbing. I mean, it hurt.
Isn't it funny how that happens?
I told Carolyn, I said, man, I don't know what it is, but that dang finger's just, and I think it swelled up a little bit. It just really hurt.
It's like a freaking weather vane.
It was hurting and nobody cared.
I'm the same way. Like I had Achilles tendon surgery about 5 years ago, and when we get cool or any type of moist weather here in Vegas, my leg is killing me. Like today was 82 degrees here today, but we have some high wind advisory through tomorrow, and then Saturday's supposed to be 54. Right?
That's what we're going through. It's like, it's so funny because I saw somebody post a meme about, the time of year we're at in Amarillo. You could probably use the same thing in Vegas. It's funny because it's two of the same image. One image is dry, sunny, and the other one is it's snowing and raining. And it said, it's spring. No, wait, it's winter. No, wait, it's winter. And that's what we're going through right now. It's like, we have a friend of mine told me years ago, don't do anything with the yard until the mesquite trees start to bloom out here, and that's your signal to go ahead and start working on the yard. Huh. And you know what? I thought he was yanking my chain, but I'm here to tell you it's the absolute truth. If you will wait until the mesquites start to bloom, start working in the yard, you can set your clock to it, man. You're good to go.
So Mother Nature knows what she's talking about.
Yards, it was like 80 something degrees one day, and like Home Depot's busy. Everybody's out getting all ready. And I'm like, you do understand there's going to blizzard or something here in the next 2 days, right?
Smell of fresh cut grass. Birds are chirping.
Oh, yeah. There's a bird right outside my window last night. I was in here doing some work, and it's out there singing like at 10 o'clock at night. I'm going, shouldn't you
shut the fuck up?
That's what I want to do. Hey,
you fucking bird, shut up.
Chirp this. I got guns right back here. You want to see one?
Don't you have something to do? Let me go get my wrist rocket.
That's probably better.
Oh, well, it's 6:32 here.
Matt, I hope you enjoyed your personal podcast tonight.
Yeah, Matt, thanks for joining us, man. I'm glad we didn't invite anybody else.
Oh my, Matt.
But anyway, Matt, thanks for joining us, and for those of you that will be watching later, because I know you do, thanks for tuning in as always. Next week, I say we try to get a little more of a preamble of what we're going to do the following week. See if we can't spark some interest. So, Mike, if you have any ideas, let's touch base the next few days and make a big push for next week.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to think of something.
My boss is walking in. Oh, there she is, Miss America. What'd you get? Is that my AARP magazine?
I got my AARP letter. No, it was a AAA.
You lying?
Oh,
you lying?
You lying? I love you lying.
Love it. Oh, those jetties. Those are great. Those coolers. I have
everything
one.
I ordered.
It's the whale tail.
Uline, anytime I order for Chester's Web, I always got like 3 catalogs. And then they would send me a catalog a week. I thought, how many trees are dying for you guys here? You get 5 catalogs a week, and each one of them is different. I love me some Uline, though.
So tonight, Michelle, we had a special guest, our one and only guest, Matt Rogers. He's the only one on tonight. Hi, Matt.
Is he on?
He's right there.
Matt had his own personal podcast.
All right.
He may be on. No, he's still there. I can tell.
He's
still there. He's not going to say anything. Now
he's a trooper.
He's going to make us look stupid now.
He's a trooper.
We're not going anywhere, Matt. You better hurry up and put something up there.
Hurry. Time's a ticking. Time's a wasting.
All right, I'm going to do dinner.
All right, baby.
What are we having?
Hey guys, I'm going to go have a little dinner. Love you all. Thanks for joining us. Matt, Mike, as always, it's a pleasure to see your face.
I know. The thrill is all yours. I love you.
I love you too.
Matt, I love you, bro, cuz.
Matt, love you. I will see you guys next week, and let's try to perk it up a little next week.
Let's build this damn thing. I'm getting old and cranky.
Hey,
Hey,
bye.
love ya.